Hi, everyone, and welcome to this webinar organized by WeUni in partnership with the Federico II University in Naples. My name is Carolina. Nice to meet you all, and I'll be your host for today's event on behalf of WeUni. I see here that the first people are already starting to join in. We're going to wait just a couple of minutes before starting to allow everyone to connect. In the meantime, feel free to say hi on our chat here on Zoom, and please tell us where you're from, since we are very curious to know, of course. So first of all, I want to thank everyone for joining us today and thank our panelists for being here with us today. As you can see here, I'm not alone at all. I want to introduce you all to Professor Davide Marocco for the Internationalization Committee, and the Professor Federica Visconti for the Department of Architecture, the Professor Emilio Bilotta for the Department of Civil, Architectural, and Environmental Engineering, Giulia Maisto for the Department of Biology, Cristiano Preiner for the Universitaly officer for Federico II, and then we also have a student with us, Parastou for the master's degree in Architecture and Heritage. And also we have with us the Professor Valeria Costantino. She is the delegate for Erasmus projects, and she's going to help us in answering all the questions you may have. So welcome, it's a real pleasure to have you here. And today you are going to discover what it means to study at the University of Naples, Federico II. So that is one of the world's oldest, yet most forward-looking universities. And you'll explore study programs, student life, admissions, and of course, you're going to hear directly from professors, international office staff, and students ready to answer your questions. So, of course, you have the possibility to interact with the speakers and ask them questions. So talking about that, I'd like to remind you that after the presentation, we will have a Q&A session in which you'll be able to ask direct questions to the panelists. So don't be shy and just type all of your questions in the Q&A section here on Zoom, and we'll go through them at the end of this webinar. Also, another important information for those of you interested in receiving a certificate of attendance by WeUni, stay tuned because we will post a link to get the certificate at the end of this session. Okay, I see some people joining us. Today we are here with the Federico II University in Naples. I see someone from Costa Rica. Welcome. So I think that without further ado, I can now leave the floor to Professor Marocco for the first part of the presentation. So Professor, I leave you the floor. Enjoy this webinar and see you later. Thank you. I think you're muted, Professor, sorry.
Thank you very much. So, hello, everyone. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Okay, so welcome, everyone. I hope you can see clearly my presentation. So we are going to talk today about the University of Naples, from the city of Naples that has been founded 2,500 years ago. So long time has passed, by the city is called after the new city, right? So, and this idea of the new city remain still in the vibes of Naples. So I like to tell you something about our university and Naples in general. Then my colleagues will deep more in some details about the university. So the university is very old, as has been told, is the oldest state university. Is actually the first state university in Europe. It was founded in 1224 by Friedrich II, and actually last year we just had our 800-year existence with some celebrations, but still the university retains some the good level and novelties and research. So as you can see, we still have a good ranking in the universities around the world. So it means that in 800 years, things are changed, but still the innovation is in the mindset of the university. And it's a big university. We have 80,000 students, more or less, around in different departments. We have 26 departments, and we offer many undergraduate and graduate courses at every level. We have some courses in English, 32 at the moment, but the number is increasing all the time. The majority at the moment are at the postgraduate level, so like master degrees, but we are also improving the number of courses at the undergraduate level. And it is also possible to join the courses that offers some, we call it double degrees. So it's the possibility to follow a course both in our university and in some partner universities in Europe mainly. And in this way, it is also possible to gain a double degree, so a degree from our university and from a partner university. What you can see here is a nice picture of Naples with Vesuvius at the end on the right-hand side. And together with the traditional courses at the university, we also have something which is quite new and also unusual in many other universities in Italy, at least. So we also offer some high-level training courses. We call it academies in, let's say, in partnership with leading international companies. The first one, the most important one, is with Apple. And the Naples and the University of Naples was the first Apple development center in which the students learn to develop application for apps in strong connection with Apple. And now we have many other academies with Cisco and other important international companies that offers specialized programs mainly focused for the industry needs. It's not really a traditional academic degrees. And what is interesting in Naples, I think, is that the city is grounded in a glorious past, and in fact, I think you will find many interesting archaeological sites. The most important one is Pompeii, and therefore is it possible to study a big range of different degrees. You can go from the archaeology and the study of the past to the more modern and the most actually modern topics like the quantum supercomputing, for example. And the University of Naples is hosting one of the quantum computer in Italy. So it is also possible to be practical both with the past and with the future, which I think is a very interesting opportunities, and it's not obvious to find it in many other places. And it's also very interesting to note that the university is dispersed, I will say, in many different areas of the city. And so you will find very nice and old building, but also very modern campuses, like, for example, San Giovanni at Duce, in which the Apple Academy is held. And therefore, is it really possible to experience a very different environment according to the different sites that you will navigate around the city. So you can pass easily from history and the past to the modern future with the new and modern campuses. And of course, there is not only studies that you have to think about, because when you are not at the university and when you are not studying, of course, you can leave the city. And I'm not actually from Naples, so I can speak from somebody that is not from Naples. And what I can say is that Naples is a really nice city. It's very affordable still, comparing with other cities, especially in the north of Italy. But it's also a city very full of energy with lots of people, especially during the nightlife. It's an easygoing city where you can find many different ways of having fun. And you can go from historical sites, museum, cultural activities to the traditional nightlife that you can expect in any modern European city. So I think that is a great opportunity for students, for young students as you are, that of course wants to have a good academic experience, but also having the possibility to enjoy a nice and vibrant city like Naples. So I think it's enough for me. So welcome to Naples. This was a very fast introduction, but now I'm sure my colleagues will be able to give you much more details of some specific and interesting topic that we have here at the university. So bye-bye. And
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Marocco, for the really interesting presentation and for the overview of the university. I can now leave the floor to the next speaker, that is Professor Giulia Maisto for the Department of Biology. So, Professor, the floor is yours if you want.
Okay, I'm ready. Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you see the screen? Okay. Okay. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Today I'm here just to show the bachelor degree in biology for One Health that I coordinate. And I want to spend just some words about to explain why I required to activate this bachelor degree. The reason was that traditionally biology has been concerned with exploring various topics such as cytology, botany, zoology, genetics, data analysis, or chemistry, or environment, so ecology. And the traditional approach, the traditional biology, tends to study living organisms and their processes in more isolated areas, focusing, for example, on human health or animal health or environmental health separately. But nowadays, we have to use a different approach, the One Health approach, that recognizes the human health, animal health, and environment health are interconnected and interdependent. Okay, so the new approach, the new One Health approach, guarantees the promotion of multidisciplinary collaboration, interconnection, and holistic approach, prevention, and it has several practical applications, such as, for example, disease monitoring, antimicrobial resistance, till climate change of any kind of pollution, of environmental pollution. In summary, while traditional biology provides the scientific foundation of different topics inside the biology, the One Health approach represents a more integrated conceptual and operational framework that is very, very important to address the complex health challenges of this century. Okay, we have recently a demonstration of this, the necessity to use this approach. So, for example, when we passed the COVID period, right? So with the One Health approach, we can take in consideration all different healths. For example, animal health, environmental health that are fundamental for human health. Here you can see the study plan. Of course, you can see that there are some topics during the first year, the second one, and the third one, but you can also see that there are some students' choice activity. But I want just remark that there are many credits of practical activities. Instead, another aim of this bachelor degree is to merge the basic and theoretical knowledge that is typical of the Italian culture with the practical and experimental knowledge that is instead typical of people living in other European countries. Here you can find all the contacts. So of course, all information about the bachelor degree are uploaded because this is the first year that this bachelor degree is being activated. And now we have more than 25 students. And for them today, it is the first day of this bachelor. And so for the future, you can find all information on this website, of course, WeUni, and the website of the Department of Biology. And of course, you can use these two email addresses to have a direct contact with me. And of course, I'm waiting for you, and I hope that you can join us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Maisto. Thank you for the presentation. And now I think that it's time for the Department of Architecture and specifically for the presentation of Professor Federica Visconti. So, Professor, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you very much. Hello to everybody. I'm a professor of the Department of Architecture of University of Naples Federico II, and in this first slide you can see that in the department we have 8 study courses because we have a 5-year single cycle study course in architecture. We have a path of a bachelor and 2 different master degree in architecture, but in the Department of Architecture, you can also study design and urbanism, again, with a bachelor and a master degree. Obviously, a part of these courses are in Italian, but we have 2 master degree completely in English. One is in the field of design. We call this course DBE, Design for the Built Environment. And studying in this master degree, you became a designer that is part of the process of building an environment for human life. While the other master degree course in English is ARCHER. ARCHER is the link between architecture and heritage. So this is a course to become architect, but with the special knowledge in heritage preservation and transformation. Obviously, you can find all the information you need in order to understand what is the different topic in these two courses in the website of orientation. But today, in only a few minutes, I decided to explain, to say something about the beautiful places and special ways of studying architecture in Naples, because as said before, Naples is a very ancient city. Here you can see an image, but also the logo of the anniversary of 2500 anniversary of the foundation of the city. I like to say that the logo was the result of a competition, and the competition was won by students that studied architecture in Naples and represent the main symbol of the city, so the mermaid, the egg, and also a window, no? So a piece of architecture. Architecture is in the core of the ancient city center of Naples, because we thought that for architectural students is really important to learn something from the real architecture and from the beauty of our city. So this is our historical venue. Palazzo Gravina is a building of the Renaissance, where we have exhibition, conference, and so on. This is the Spirito Santo complex. Again, you can see a beautiful building where there are all the classroom of the study course in architecture. Here you can see Palazzo Latilla with a typical open staircase of the Neapolitan palazzo. And last but not least, our church, Santi Demetrio e Bonifacio, that we use have main classroom of our department, also for exhibition, also for special events. Because we think that in order to become good architects, we need to learn from the beauty of our city, and so we offer to the students the possibility to live in this beautiful place. About the ways of studying architecture in Naples, again, we have some special ways of studying. So not only lesson, but workshop in which we establish academic relationship with other university in Italy and all over the world. But obviously, here you can see a group of students on a site visit, because again, it's really important not only to study on the book and in the classroom, but also to go out and learn from the city, and sometimes also spend some free time all together. This is, for example, an image in which students are on the other side of the table, because very often students need to present their project to professor. And on the other side, you can see a group of students in the theater of Pompeii that, as said, is another special opportunity of our territory, not only the city of Naples, but a wider territory with some really precious places to be studied directly, no? In a kind of lesson on site. So this is, I think, only a very short presentation in order to give you the idea of the special meaning of study architecture in a city that last year had his 8,000th birthday, and in a city that is 2,500 years old. And obviously here you can see the contact if you have a special question about architecture in Naples. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Visconti. Now I think it's the time for the Department of Civil, Architectural and Environmental Engineering. So I leave the floor to Professor Emilio Bilotta.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to share my screen. Just a second. I think you should now see my presentation.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, just a second. I need to, share in the full screen. Right. So I want I believe that, can you see my presentation? Yeah. So I
Yes.
believe that the question you should ask me tonight is why should I study civil and environmental engineering in Naples? So to reply this question, of course, we should first reply to the question, why should I study civil and environmental engineering? And of course, we can say that this topic plays a fundamental role in modern society, that you will learn to design, build, manage infrastructures for sustainable development, and that this open the doors to careers opportunity worldwide. But I mean, the question is why Naples? So it was already said that the University of Naples was founded 800 years ago. And about 200 years ago, the first School of Application in Bridges and Roads was founded in Naples. And it was the first Italian non-military schools that was modeled on the model of the French École of Application de Ponte Chaussée. So last year, it was 2024, the first bachelor degree in civil and environmental engineering was opened, created here, and it was the first 3-year program completely taught in English at our university. Actually, currently, the University of Naples is ranked as first in Italy in the field of civil engineering, according to the Shanghai ranking. Now, but the reason to study civil engineering in Naples, I guess it's exactly in the name. It was mentioned before by Professor Marocco. Naples means new town, new city, and in fact, it was founded 2,500 years ago. After that, the old town was abandoned and ruined. So, I mean, this is the first example of construction, demolition, and reconstruction. And that was made easier by the fact, by the geology in the area, characterized by a soft rock, the so-called Neapolitan yellow tuff, that is easy to cut in bricks, has a good resistance for buildings, and it is suitable for excavation. Civil engineering means infrastructures. So the Romans that were living in Naples about 2,000 years ago were traders. They were a great constructor, builder of infrastructures, roads, bridges, tunnels. In fact, the first tunnels in the Italian peninsula were constructed by Romans in Naples. And one of them is here represented, was made to connect the city of Naples to the port of Pozzuoli in the western part. You can see here the photograph of the east and west portal of this tunnel that was excavated for more than 700 meters in tuff and in sand. Why Romans were able to build this tunnel? Because they knew how to build a vault. So they were good builders. During centuries, about 20 centuries now, the history of the tunnel, the Crypta Napolitana, has experienced several events of further excavation, enlargement, backfilling, and finally it was closed due to some collapse that occurred and due to the fact that a new tunnel were constructed. But you can say that this is a local milestone in civil engineering, but it is also an icon of the urban environment in Naples, as you can see from the pictures, the paintings here in this slide, and in this other slide that is one of my favorite. Nowadays, this is a map of the modern metro system in Naples. Nowadays, the people that want to move from Napoli to Pozzuoli can use several new metro lines. New tunnels have been replaced the old Neapolitan crypta to shorten the route from Neapolis to Puteolis. So new infrastructure have been designed and constructed for a cleaner environment. Modern technologies for safer excavation are now used, very, very different from those that were used 2,000 years ago from the old Romans. For instance, a tunnel boring machine is used for mechanized excavation. I can say on purpose, behind all the slides that I've shown, there is maybe an equation. On purpose, I have not shown you the equations because I'm sure that you will be happy to join us to find this equation and face new challenges and an exciting time for civil environmental engineering here in Naples. So we're very welcome to study here, and you can find all the links for the website and the mail address in this last slide of my presentation today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor, for the presentation. And now we can go through the admission information that we have from Cristiano Preiner. So, Cristiano, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Carolina. Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, now I hope that you are seeing what I'm seeing.
Yes, perfectly.
Stop me if something goes wrong. Okay, I'm an Universitaly officer, so I'm from the admission office of the University of Naples Federico II. I'm in charge of the pre-enrollment, the so-called pre-enrollment procedure, where the main focus is for international students that need to be enrolled at our university. First thing first, I suggest to make your move very good in advance, because you need to keep in mind that you need to, in order to be enrolled at our university, you will need a visa, you will need to be admitted, and you will need to obtain the documents supporting your high school, your academic credential, your academic qualifications. And it could take a long time usually to have these three records. So to having a visa released from our embassies, in order to be admitted to our university, and in order to apply for and obtain the document necessary to the validation of your academic or your high school and academic credentials. First of all, a question that you should ask to yourself is if you need a visa to enter our country, and so you have to ask yourself if you are an EU student or an EU equivalent student, or if you are a non-EU student. Basically, EU student and EU equivalent students are European citizens, and non-European citizens, so with a permanent residence in Italy or a long-term residence permit of stay in one of the European Union countries. If so, if you are an EU student or an EU equivalent student, you do not need any visa. You can matriculate directly at our university at the student office. If you, if you are a non-EU student, so non-EU citizens residing outside an EU country, it is mandatory to pre-enroll on Universitaly portal and to start the so-called pre-enrollment procedure. Okay, so you have to register on the Universitaly portal, and you have to perform all the steps shown on this portal. If you are any doubts about your status, you can even navigate this website, vistoperitalia.esteri.it. That is a portal of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, just to know if you need a visa or not, and if you have to go through the Universitaly procedure and the pre-enrollment procedure. Before you pre-enroll, matriculate, there is another step, there is another important step you have to aware of, that is the admission. So you need to be admitted to our university. So you have to navigate our course catalog in order to choose your program, and visiting the department website or even the program website in order to know whether if the nature of the program, if it's a restricted access, that is a national fixed quota or a local fixed quota program, if there is an entry test, or if there are admission interviews or particular requirements in order to be declared eligible or in order to be admitted to the specific or the chosen or your preferred program. Usually we have two mandatory requirements, which involves the programs taught in Italian. If you chose a program taught in Italian, you should hold a Italian language certification with a B2 level. Or else, if you don't have such a certification, you will take a remote assessment interview, a remote test organized by each department. Another mandatory requirement involves the second cycle, the master degree programs, because in this case, you need a pre-acceptance or an admission letter issued by the course coordinator itself as an output of the admission procedure. That in our university is not a centralized one, but is decentralized to the single programs and to the single course coordinators that are in charge of the admission procedure, that basically requires the submission of a CV, curriculum vitae, a transcript of record, a motivation letter, or any other requirements set by the single course, by the single program. The output of this admission procedure is the admission letter. And if you are a non-EU student, you will upload the pre-acceptance or the admission letter to your Universitaly application, to your Universitaly application, to your pre-enrollment application. If you are not, if you don't need any visa, you can submit your admission letter directly to the student office, because, as we said before, European citizens can matriculate straight at the university and straight without any need of visa, and they will go straight to the student office, the relevant student office. In conclusion, another important step is to be followed by prospective students is to apply for the mandatory supporting documents that are taken, that needs to be submitted together with a transcript of records. That is the declaration of value and the statement of comparability and the statement of verification. These two documents, particular documents, are for non-EU students and are alternatives. So you can even apply for the declaration of value that is released by Italian embassies around the world, or in alternative, taken together both the statement of comparability and the statement of verification that you can, which you can obtain registering on the CIMEA platform, the CIMEA Diplomi platform. Okay. Instead, if you are a new student, you only need a diploma supplement, but you need necessarily the statement of verification. The statement of verification is important because it certifies the veridicity, the authenticity of your degree and of your academic qualification. In conclusion, if you need more information, you can navigate our website, international.unina.it. Here you will find the admission regulation, of course, our contacts. And specifically for the students in need of visa, you can write to a dedicated email address that is pre-enrollment@unina.it. So that is for now, and we hope to see you soon in Napoli. I'll give back the floor to Carolina.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Cristiano. These are all really useful information for the students connected, I think. Unfortunately, time is running really fast, but I think we still have time to see some testimonials. We have with us two students today. We have Lucas Dicerbo. He's a student in the master's degree in chemical sciences, and we also have with us Parastou. She's a student in the master's degree in architecture and heritage. So I leave the floor to both of you, and we are hoping to hear some interesting testimonials. So Parastou and Lucas, the floor is yours.
Carolina, good afternoon, everyone. It's such an honor to be here presenting Federico II. I'm Parastou Mollahosseinali, former graduate of Architecture and Heritage Master degree from Iran. I came here, in fact, 2022 in November, so now it's almost 3 years that I'm here in Naples. And I studied in architecture and heritage, and currently I'm the first year of PhD with Professor Visconti, with supervision of her. And I think as an international student, it's very important for me to share with you that Federico II provided me a real opportunity, a unique university, not only because of its 800 years of experience and existence and repetition that it has, but also as it was a door to different opportunities. I started master degree in architecture and heritage, and Federico II passed me through different steps and build my career in a way to help me find my area of interest, to be able to see and live in a city that has a lot to offer you, especially in the field of architecture. And in fact, to me, Napoli is every city, every place has a story, but Napoli, every street, every door is another story, another mystery that you need to figure out, especially as an architecture student. And here I think that you are really able to build this path with the guidance of professors. And I consider that I'm a real testimony for everyone who is wishing to continue in higher level education. That as a master degree student, when you finish, you have a lot of opportunities to continue your education if you are interested even in doing your PhDs. And just the final word about Naples itself. For me, Naples was home. And as an international student, I never felt that here I felt homesick or I feel that I'm away from my own country. Naples was always very friendly to me. And especially the experience that this city provides you is magnificent. So I really recommend it to everyone who wants a new challenge in his or her life.
Thank you so much. And how about Lucas? Let's hear something about you.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks to the presenters for asking me to come talk about my experience. So yeah, my name is Lucas Dicerbo. I'm from the United States. I've been here just over 2 years. I originally came here as part of a cultural exchange program through the United States government and the Italian government, but I actually liked it so much that I decided to stay, and that's how I came to enroll in the master's program in chemistry, which is what I'm currently doing, taking courses, studying for exams, and doing some research as well. And I mean, I think that the fact that I came here originally only for 1 year, but then chose to stay longer should tell you everything you need to know about living and studying here. I've been very happy here as a student. I also just as a person living in the city, I think the city is very welcoming, as Parastou also said. I came here for linguistic reasons as well. I really wanted to improve my Italian, and I really wanted to live the immersive experience of being in another culture. And I think Naples is interesting because not only does it welcome you and make you feel like you're at home, but it's still a completely different experience than anything I had ever lived before. And so I was simultaneously in this totally new place and still very happy and very comfortable. Of course, as with any new place, there are always logistical complications to take care of, which is why we're having this seminar. And there are other people more qualified than me to answer those questions for you. But just in general, the culture, the weather, the food, the quality of the education, I've found to be really amazing. And this new experience, which for me has been extremely new. I grew up and went to university very close to the same place. So it was a huge change for me to come here. But I mean, I've never regretted it for a second. And wherever I go next, I'll be able to take that with me. So I think any new place can give you that, but Naples does a really good job of it. And I would highly recommend Federico II specifically because of its rich history and all its amazing departments and interdisciplinary work, part of which I'm still involved with now with Professor Costantino in a separate project that allows me to work with all the departments. Again, I would really recommend it, but I'm also more than happy to answer other questions outside of this seminar if people have them.
Thank you so much. I think we heard so many interesting information today, and now we can go through the Q&A session. I see actually so many questions in the Q&A box. So if you agree, we can proceed with the first one. Actually, I see so many about the application process. When do they need to start to submit all the documents? How much it takes to receive an answer from the university. So, Cristiano, if you want to make a quick recap of the slides that you presented today.
Yes, of course, it depends on your status, because I was given an answer to Asanta, for example. For new students, the important thing is they need visa, so and they have to pre-enroll. Now the pre-enrollment procedure, we are talking about the next intake, so the pre-enrollment procedure will start next spring. Usually it starts in March or in April, and the deadline is this year was for the 25-26 academic year. The deadline for the pre-enrollment procedure on Universitaly platform for Federico II was May 13th, so 30th of May. So you have to navigate our website and even the Universitaly portal, because usually the pre-enrollment procedure starts in spring, and we have to wait the green light from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So you have to follow the deadlines on the Universitaly website, and even our deadlines. So you have to navigate to on nuina.it. So of course, this procedure run with the admission procedure. So students have to, or prospective students have to move good in advance in order to know whether every single department or every single program or course of study had specific requirements to be admitted.
Thank you so much. I see a question about the architecture department. That is, does the university offer a PhD in architecture, and how can I contact the supervisor or obtain information about it?
Federica is still online? No?
Yes.
Yes.
Federica, would you like to answer?
Sorry, I was
about the PhD, a PhD in architecture.
okay.
If you have
Yes.
a PhD
Yes.
and
Okay, in this moment we have two different PhD programs in the Department of Architecture. One is in Italian, and the other one is a new PhD program called Habit, that is an international PhD program. For both, obviously, it is necessary to pass an exam of admission that more or less is in the late June or the beginning of July. But also in this case, I can probably write in chat a link in order to have more information. We don't have because we don't have at the moment we don't have at the moment special places for foreign students because in some I know that in some PhD program there are places that are reserved to international students, but very often they are without scholarship. We don't have this kind of possibility. The international students apply in the same way the Italian students do it, but obviously if they enter, they have a scholarship for 3 years. So it's a good opportunity in this sense.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Just to add a few words in the PhD, actually all our PhD positions have scholarships, but it's an open call and students, participants need to apply to this call as Federica said before, but all positions usually have a scholarship and student participant can be international because most of the groups in the university talk English, and so this will not be a problem at all.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Valeria. Thank you.
You have now in the chat the link for the PhD program, international PhD program.
Thank you so much, Professor. Yes, I see some other questions. So for example, one interesting question is if there are any free Italian language courses available for master students.
So we are very proud to say that the University of Naples has free language classes for all students every year. And in addition, we also offer other language classes, always free, in our language center that are the main European community languages. So we have English, Spanish, German, and French. All these classes are available for all students, international students as well, of course. And in addition, the language center offers very nice group of work in which people can talk to each other and explore different languages and having intercultural events all along the year, so to make people networking with each other.
Thank you so much. I see also another question about the size of the classes in the masters. Generally, I think, what is the usual size of the classes? How many students do you have usually?
This strongly depends on which master or which department. The department very big as a law department, architecture as well, they're smaller. So this really depends from the kind of a master, but usually I would say from 15 to 100.
Okay, thank you so much. And about the English certificate, is the IELTS or TOEFL mandatory for the English taught programs?
No, but each department that has a class taught in English has its own regulation. So, as Cristiano said, it's very important to go to the website and read all the information and contact the department to have all the specific information on the master class.
Perfect. Thank you so much. In the meantime, I see that Cristiano is helping answering some questions. Thank you so much for your help. I also saw a question, for example, about the possibility to enroll in the university, even if the students have not obtained yet the bachelor degrees. Is possible or not? Maybe it could be helpful for the other students connected.
Maybe Cristiano.
Yes, of course. Yeah, sure. Because usually
Thank
the
you.
enrollment procedure starts in March, so an overwhelming majority of students probably will graduate in June or July. So, but they have, of course, it depends on the admission requirement of every single course of study. But I think that Dean of Studies tolerates any outstanding documents, so you can pre-enroll or you can be admitted even with a temporary documentation, of course.
Okay, thank you. And I see a question that I think could be for the students connected, for Lucas or Parastou. That is, what is your top recommendation for an international student who is worried about integrating socially?
Well, to be honest, I think the first thing is learn Italian as soon as possible. But to me, Naples was never expecting me to know perfect Italian with few words or even with English. They try to help you the best, and you are never left behind. In my case, I never felt it, even though I didn't know Italian. And they were very friendly. They tried to negotiate with you even with English. But I think the best you can do is as soon as you can try to learn minimum level at least, and also try to step forward in your day-to-day activities, and they accept you very well. I don't think that you have a problem in that case.
I would agree with learning Italian, of course, but I would also say that there are ways, I mean, it's of course possible, just as it is with any linguistic difference, that as you begin to learn Italian, it's difficult to communicate with people when they're speaking in Italian. So something that I would recommend is also getting to know familiarizing yourself with the international student resources because they are plentiful and a really great community. When I was first learning Italian, that was something that I did. So, for example, Erasmus communities or other international communities in general, it doesn't just have to be Erasmus, because this university is so large, and the city is so large and multifaceted and multilingual. There are tons and tons of opportunities to meet people from other countries as well, where you can speak a language that you already know while you're learning Italian. Because it's true that a lot of Italians don't know that much English, which is great for learning Italian, but in the meantime, it's also nice to be able to speak a language that you know with people. So yes, learn Italian, familiarize yourself with international communities, and also find ways to do things that you like. If you have a hobby or a passion, figure out where in the city they do that and go do it. Because it's easier to connect with someone over a passion of yours if you don't share a language than it is to just make conversation about something you don't understand. So those would be my recommendations.
Thank you. Some useful suggestions. And I think that we can take a last question that is about the accommodations. Do you offer accommodations at the university for international students, of course? I don't know if maybe Valeria.
Yeah, I can say something.
Thank you. Yes.
Whether we have, I mean, the university doesn't have any specific accommodation.
Mhm.
There is something that is provided by the regional government. It is possible to assess it. There are some bursary, I think, that you can apply, and then you can get some accommodation solution. It is possible to have more information, I think, through our is the company that helps the university in interaction with the university, with foreign students, which is the International Welcome Desk, and they have more information about this. But the university is on itself has no specific accommodation to offer.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Actually, I see so many specific questions about your path, your background in terms of career and studies. I would like to remind you that, of course, this webinar has been recorded. So if you have missed anything, or if you want to watch it and take also some contacts from the different departments, you can do it. And we will send you the link of the recording. And also tomorrow you will receive an email with the recording, but also the contacts of the University of Federico II. So if you have any other questions, or if you want to talk specifically about your path, and if you have some specific questions about your situation, you can do it so by contacting the university. Of course, if you want to request your certificate of attendance for the webinar that we have just done, you can do it so by clicking on the link that I'm sending in the chat right now. And yes, I would like to ask to our panelists if they want to leave our students with a message, maybe, or a suggestion for the next year, before we say goodbye, of course.
Emilio?
Well, okay, I think I can
Thank
just
you, yes.
start, yes, and say that we really hope to see you guys here with us. As you have heard, it's a nice and interesting city, not only the university. Of course, the university, I think, is good, but it's also important to think about to where you're going to spend the other part of your life when you're not studying or following courses and lectures. And I think from this point of view, Naples would be a really great experience. And also, as I like to also reinforce what Professor Costantino was saying, that the university offers lots of opportunities beyond the normal academic courses. Like, for example, the language center offers not only English or other language courses, but also they organize cinemas in different languages. So it's also an opportunity to get in contact with people that are interested in language, right? So to find people that you can speak with while you learn Italian, of course. So hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Of course, I hope to see you again in the next webinar, and we hope to see you in Federico II, and we wish you a very wonderful rest of the day from wherever we are connected. Thank you so much to the panelists for being here with us today, and goodbye. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you all.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.